Worst dates. According to Reddit, number 13. Met online back in 2003. Agreed to meet at a diner that we both were aware of. I get there first. She arrives, hits the gas instead of the brake, drives into the curb, hit a light pole, which fell overhead and landed on a parked van. No one got hurt, but she was pretty embarrassed. Never heard back from her. Well, damn. Hello to Danny Boo. Here's hoping this kind of thing has never happened to you. This is pretty sad. It kind of happens. You imagine it could happen to the best of us? You think she was nervous or anxious? My God. What's the excuse for that? Number 12. I haven't had many dates, but the last one that I went on asked me if I could still have children. Huh. That's a hell of a thing to ask on the first date, you know? Especially assuming that you've probably been talking beforehand. Yes, I, as a matter of fact, can still have children. Am I going to have any more children? No. But you can still, though, right? What the fuck? I left early and blocked his number. What? So this was like an older lady who has potentially had kids already? And she out here fielding these questions from dudes. Dudes are crazy, man. I think I love men because they're unbearable. I'm sorry to the women that have to put up with this AIDS. It's pretty sad. I'm like trying to resize this so that it's like aesthetically pleasing to me. There we go. Oh, cool. It seems that Streamlabs has finally caught up. One day I'll outgame Streamlabs and make the stream so fast that it can't even get the notifications out. Hello to Raphael. Let's continue up this list. Number 11. Now, I went out with a guy who was a medic in the Navy. He looked nothing like his pictures, but I carried on out of politeness. Over the course of the next 3 hours, he brags about all of the people that he knew who had successfully killed themselves. Successfully. He bragged, you know? Question mark? He bragged about how many times he had encouraged... Whoa! He bragged about how many times he had encouraged suicidal people to kill themselves and how he had often self-harmed with them. Bragged. You know? What a weird flex. To make things worse, he worked in the hospital and was telling me how he would give depressed people, he would give them sharp objects and tell them that it was less paperwork for him if they just, oh my God, bruh. This is some sick shit. I haven't read some sick shit on here for a while, my God. You know, when it actually makes me want to not say it, it's so bad. You know, YouTube's willing to put up with a lot out of me, man, but this is just gonna stop. He also didn't have a clue about most medical conditions and would just send people away, telling them that they're fine. He finished off by telling me about how he really messed up his family, or how messed up his family was, and how his two 13 to 15-year-old brothers had been arrested for stealing and burning cars. His sister kept trying to stab all the family members. Suffice to say, I made a swift exit and never went on Tinder again. You have to wonder if some of these dudes are like really, really attractive and they're playing with women to see like how much is too much. Because women do it. So there must be men out there doing it too. I've got to find those nail clippers. This is getting ridiculous.
They're up there.
What do you mean up there? You've seen them?
They're there. They had been on the floor and then I lost sight of them. So now they're there.
I found the nail clippers. At long last. This is sure to get some... Oh! Ugh!
What?
I was gonna say this was gonna get some titties perky, but there's like moisture inside of it. Dia, oh!
Because it was probably near that damn AC.
No, we gotta wash this. Can you do that for me? Please? You don't have to be mad about it. Jesus, Dia.
I said okay. What's wrong with you? Why is everything like...
I just really need these nails cut.
I'm going to get... Damn, okay.
As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 10. I went out one night with some of my girlfriends. I was the young, naive girl in the group, and we went to this bar that is on a lake. We had a great time drinking margaritas. I meet a guy, and we dance, laugh, we just really clicked. My girlfriends were ready to go, but I didn't want to. He was making promises that he could get me home. But the designated driver in our group put her foot down and said we had to go. Hopefully she was nice and fat, and when she brought her foot down, it was like an earthquake. It was like... Oh my God, brace for the aftershock. We exchanged numbers and made promises to talk soon, and the designated driver took us home that night. The next day I get a text from him, and I'm so excited because he had to be interested if he texts the next day, right? I think dudes who play games and wait to text bitches are weird. I think girls who aren't forward in, making it clear that they're interested and wait unnecessarily as well are weird. Y'all really don't know how little time you have. And I would tell you about the things that I see, considering I have the eyes of a Shinigami. But, it's not my place. I can't meddle in the affairs of you mortals. We make plans for dinner, and he offers to pick me up. Him. So, pick you up at the same address? Me. Same address? What you talking about? The house I dropped you off at. You didn't drop me off. Shut up, we had sex in your driveway. No we didn't. Yes we did. I'm really confused, and I think you are too, but I'm not the girl you went home with last night. So that date died before it got started. Grateful the designated driver, she saved me. Why she saved you? Just because he went to some other chick? You don't know. You was like, man, I'm gonna dip. The only funny part is that some people crazy enough to be rolling with people that they've met the same night. Thank you. Y'all better be more careful than that. There are dudes, ladies, listen to me. There are dudes that are pretending to be a whole different motherfucker just to see them titties. Or ass. I'm sure there's different guys out there, whatever. But my point is, if you can't know some of these people who've been pretending for a long time, how can you know people that you just met? Some people don't really know themselves. And I say that to say that we're all capable of some crazy shit when properly stimulated. I'm so sorry for cutting my nails, but they need to be cut, and it's been so long. I haven't been able to locate that nail clipper. Oh Lord, that nail clipper now. I'm very sorry. Maybe you guys should cut your nails. Maybe we could cut our nails together. Unless you're in the shower, don't cut your nails in the shower. In case I do have any people part of the shower and bath gang listening to me. Now that's what I'm talking about. It used to just be Rhea. Anakin. Yes. You've returned, Anakin. Thank you. I have a new name for you, Anakin. Oh boy. I don't see I don't think the guy is bad in this scenario. He was looking for some booty, best case scenario, in my opinion, he wasn't a serial killer trying to take this girl and add her to the collection of corpses under his house or something. He just wanted some booty, and when this girl left, he was like, man, I'm gonna chase somebody else. And he found some girl, took her home, banged her in the driveway, and was like, hey girl. He called her the next day, so, he's not a bad guy. He didn't just go out looking for new booty because he already conquered that one. He called her back. Or who he thought was her back. He called the other girl.
Oh my god, we're hitting it off so well, even though I've had a couple of margaritas. We just click, you know? This guy I never met before, we were dancing under the lights, in the heat, in my body and his body. Oh, yeah. You know how you feel when you watch your anime? That's how I felt, but in real life.
Well, you always gotta diss the anime, ladies. Sapphire the porn star, nice to see you. Hello to Spoof. And, let's blow this list away. Let's finish it. Fatality. Number 9. I got a girl's number and went to the dentist a few days later. 4 wisdom teeth and a lot of drugs later, I apparently showed the dentist her number as my emergency pickup. I have no memory of these events, but apparently she picked me up, took me to the pharmacy for my medication, dropped me off at my apartment where I passed out. Not even a blowjob? I'm kidding. That was our first and only date. Apparently I did not make a good impression, and I can't blame her for that. I have no idea why the dentist's office asked drugged up me for a pickup number. I assume they couldn't reach my primary help number, but I never asked. Huh. Danny Boo says, hey man, I wish I could get an excited text after a one night stand. Girl, you out here throwing that pussy around and then hoping that but you're on the side that I'm saying is that the dude actually called her back. Which is to say that I guess she was relevant enough, or that the pussy was so worthwhile. Not saying that everybody who doesn't get a call after a one night stand does not have that good shit. It's just some people are not looking for that. They're looking to I don't know, fill up a calendar. They're looking to make a whole deck of cards. Shit, put a whole deck of cards on a wall and then put these different girls' naked bodies on there.
Like a Rolex? Like a Rolex?
A Rolex is a type of watch. Do you mean a Rolodex?
Rolodex, yeah.
Nah, man. Rolodex is just a thing people use as far as contacts are concerned. I'm saying, you know, somebody, and a Rolodex implies that maybe the guy's going to call them back over time. I think what I'm describing is some people just want to be able to spread out a bunch of women that they have had, you know, to say it's another notch on their belt, so to speak, which is another weird idiom. But I don't know why I like the idea of a deck of cards being wonderful, like somebody wanting to just have 52 bitches. Oh yeah. As we continue up this list, here we go. Number 8. I didn't like that entry. Number 9. I didn't like it. I went out with a guy from work who I didn't know much about. He turned out to be a dick in many ways. He was drunk when I fucking showed up. Low light of the night was when he started douchily heckling the small cover band that was playing in the bar. Bitch, what are you, man? The things that make people feel like a big man. Well, maybe he was just drunk, like shit-faced drunk. And that's a shame too. Like, why do people, I feel like, okay, let me say it like this very quickly. I feel like many of us suffer from a very typical and expected amount of anxiety. And maybe we can take the edge off by doing things like drinking, like smoking, whatever it needs to be. But not so much that you've crossed this point where you're in control of yourself. And you're just making an ass of yourself. And I think that you can feel it. I think that no matter how drunk you are, unless you're blackout, you know what I mean? You can feel yourself opening your mouth and saying something and going, oh fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And some people have the ability to just remove themselves from the situation when it gets that bad. But other people, it's like they're held hostage inside of themselves and all they can do is watch. And this is why I always say, drink in the midst of somebody that you trust enough to have your fucking to have your back. I remember during one video where Haru and I were watching fight compilations, I was like, look, Haru, you love me, I love you. Hopefully we're close enough friends to where if we were somewhere and you were so drunk that you wet your pants, that I have permission to put hands on you. You understand me? To get you out of this situation before you fuck up. Because we were watching a fight where this bitch had wet her pants and was about to get dropped by fucking, like, I think it was even family members around them, whether it was extended family or like in-laws or whatever. It's irrelevant. It's just like, I can't imagine being drunk and having friends or people that I would call friends on deck, like with me and shit, that aren't going to excuse me from a situation where I could potentially fucking kill myself. Do you know what I mean? You know how many people just fall off something or trip and fall and hit something with their head? People falling off the toilet, banging on the fucking tub and shit and killing themselves. One false move and you hit a curb the wrong way. Your head meets the pavement or a hard floor the wrong way. That's your life. Everything up until this point, done. Because you fell wrong when you were too fucking drunk. Let alone making an ass of yourself in a capacity where maybe somebody about to just really just clench that fist and fucking knock some sense right into your bitch ass for how many seconds it takes between you falling to the ground. You know what I mean? Shit, if you got friends, let them know. Keep you together, because some people, boy, I wouldn't say they have nothing to lose. I would say they are so susceptible to emotional provocation that you could immediately turn some of these rational, logical, otherwise totally in control people into like a Karen times 1,000. And they will fuck you up. It's not really about skill or finesse. It's just about you, gravity, and a lack of balance. So please. That's all I'm saying. I went out with a guy from work who I didn't know very well. He turned out to be a dick and was drunk when I showed up and was heckling a small cover band that was playing in the goddamn bar. The guy on the microphone said, "I'll give you $10 out of my own pocket if you can tell me this girl's name." And you guessed it. He literally blanked on my name in front of a room full of people. Ooh, you know what's so sad about that? Is the girl got used as a prop on the stage of embarrassment that was this fucker. But to be honest, I'd like to think if I did it, I was doing this bitch a favor. This is who you're tolerating. Some girls need to stop tolerating dudes. Oh, I'm just gonna be there to be polite. Oh, I showed up somewhere and it was a pyramid scheme meeting, but I just stayed there to be polite. Bitch, what's wrong with you? Do you know how different you would act if you knew when you were gonna fucking die? People stupid, nigga.
I ended up going to
a multi-level marketing meeting.
At the age of 16, because a guy that I was dating at the time, his mom was into that shit, and she took us both to that. And
yeah, she must have thought with your titties that you were just gonna be able to sell all the knives in the world. Please.
They were selling knives and like other shit.
It's just gross. It's just gross, man. Why, ladies?
It was scary.
Sapphire says, "I'm too scared to go on dates. I just assume everyone is predatory. You have too much anxiety." A lot of us are predatory, but we're not exactly psychotic. Love is psycho, The only thing that makes it okay is when there's reciprocation. Otherwise, it's just stalky and creepy and weird. People gotta know when to reel it in. What was the quote we kept running into the other night? It was the person who cares the least in the relationship has the most power.
Yeah.
Number 7. MGTOW! I'm kidding. So it's not my date, right? Because my dates are just boring, okay? But working in a bar and a restaurant, I've been able to witness a lot of what some people might regard as absolute doozies. But boy, does this one take the cake, coming in at number 7. So it's fairly quiet on this night, and it's pretty early. And I have a reservation for 6 p.m. for 2 people. I'm sorry, gotta stop. This guy's just like building the story up so hard. It's like, bitch, get to it. The young guy shows up for the reservation about 10 minutes early. Good sign. He tells me he's nervous and he's on a first date and hasn't been on many of these first dates. All this kind of jazz. It's kind of sweet. Anyway, I seat him and the girl arrives like 30 minutes late. She then proceeds to get extremely drunk. And about halfway through the meal, though... That's what it says. About halfway through the mail, though, she answers her phone, takes the call, and starts talking about her date in front of her date, saying stuff like he's not really my type. I don't exactly like him, but I figured I had nothing else planned tonight, so why not? The young man looks super discouraged, pays the bill, and leaves. He's a nice lad. I've seen him a few times at that bar that I work at now. You know what? There's no happy ending here in this. That's life, isn't it? Now I'm going to take a fucking sip of my strawberry smoothie, baby. Now that's a happy ending. I'm sorry. That would be a badass. That'd be a badass catchphrase.
No, that's a happy
Now that's a happy ending.
As ridiculous as it sounds.
Oh, yeah. I'd want to be in a commercial for the drink, and there'd be like a bunch of girls with no bras and white t-shirts, and then I'd be in the middle, and there'd be like boing noises. You know which boing I'm talking about? Sound effect?
Yes.
It's like boing. Now that's a happy ending.
Hey, y'all seen that commercial with the black dude and the strawberry smoothie?
Sounds amazing out of context. That commercial with the black guy and the strawberry smoothie. There was like whipped cream on top of it. I'm sorry. Look, there's only like a couple more entries here. We got to get out of here, man. Number 6. Oh my God, you want to write me a life story? I had an old college friend come to visit me and stay for a weekend. I knew her in college. She was amazingly intelligent and fascinating. Talking about triple D cups. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But we were both spoken for at the time. You still wish something was going to happen. Years later, I get a Facebook, and she was one of the first people to find me. Both of us were single. She asked if I wanted to date her. I said, hell yes. I was thrilled at the prospect. The short version, the weekend was spent listening to her narcissistic bullshit. She told me jokes that are so old. No, they are as old as the internet, reworded to sound like personal life anecdotes. She told me all the insane edgelord shit that she used to or still does, like taunting police or sneaking Cuban products back to America when the embargo was still in place. She tried to start a fight with a bouncer when we went to a bar and she forgot her ID back in my house. Ugh. We visited some of my best friends, and the moment we parted, she started shit-talking non-stop. My brother came by since I texted him that I was out and hung out. She talked to him for quite a while. He left. Then she spent the rest of the night talking about how attractive he was. Some girls, to me, seem like they trying to get thrown out.
It's like she wants to get her ass beat.
You trying to get thrown out? You know? I feel like in a relationship, especially if it ain't your kind of like everything goes loose as fuck, everything's on the table, wild, two crazy people that are really perfect for each other type of, freak relationship. What the fuck you mentioning the appearance of anybody in your fucking significant other's family? Anybody, dude? Whoa. It's just gross. Throw the whole bitch out right there. How drunk could she have been? And I bet you she probably wasn't even. At this point, I was just counting the hours until she left. I was no longer interested in her. She finally left and I get a text that night. You failed all my tests. Bitch, fly away. Oh, I can't read anymore. I can't read it. I throw the phone like it had cancer on it. On the phone, I throw it. Bruh, what you mean you failed all my tests?
This bitch crazy. She feel like she's the hottest piece of
You know, and it shows you the insanity of some women who believe that they're so fucking smart and in control, and oh yeah, I'm that woman and I'm testing you. But in reality, people aren't going to react the way that you expect them to during your tests. They're just going to tolerate you, and then as soon as they get the chance to get away from you, that'll be the last time they deal with you. But it's funny because these people doing some gymnastics mentally to make it so that they believe they're not done with me. I'm done with them. Like, for real. You failed all my tests, she says. You laughed at all my jokes that weren't really jokes. You didn't defend me against the bouncer. Uh-huh. And you aren't interested in my passion. What passion? Fighting bouncers and cops. And you sat there and took it while I talked about your brother. I also don't find you physically attractive. This is making my stomach upset. Who is this bitch? Who are you? You know the only response to a hoe like this, right?
Nothing.
No, it's one letter. K, lowercase k, block the slut.
Lowercase k, that's the ultimate slap in the face to any message. You don't want that response.
Here's the thing. You can leave the slut unblocked if you want her to slowly go crazy and inevitably just like get over you and drop you. But if you want her to end up stalking you, block the bitch right away.
Who do you think you are? What the fuck? Look at my titties. Look at these titties. You can have these. Look at me soaping these titties up. You'll never fucking... What? Blocked? Oh my god.
Here come the new accounts. Here come the iPad fucking, new account. Oh my god, Jesus. I did not reply. I just caught my losses and fell asleep. Several months later at 4 a.m., I get another text from her. Same text as I just wrote, only this was out of nowhere. And the injury following insult. I gave her absolute hell for it and blocked her on Facebook. Why did you acknowledge her at all, dude? She made duplicate Facebook accounts and threatened me on those two. She gave up eventually, but I dodged a fucking bullet. The only way to interact with somebody's hoes is not to interact at all, my dude. Woo! Wow. I just believed in them, That's a damn good strawberry smoothie.
No,
that's what I call a happy ending. Number 5. He took off his pants.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, but this said worst dates, not best. That's what my brain keeps saying. Whoa, okay. He took off his pants after a first date of dinner. After a first date of dinner in the movie, he asked if I'd like to have some fun. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. He took off his pants, and after the first date of dinner and the movie, he asked me if I'd like to have some fun.
Why did you laugh again?
It's funny because, like, I'm really putting myself in there. I'm trying to be the guy that's asking a woman this. Hey, girl, you ready to have some fun? I want a girl that only will say,
What the fuck does that mean?
that's the response I want. Now, the dude said, you ready to have some fun? And the chick said,
No.
He apologized for overstepping himself. I told him, hey, I totally understand and it's okay. Now the confusing part. He took my word okay as consent for I totally want to do you now? So he immediately and quickly took off his pants. Such awkwardness when I explained it was still a no. Seraphim Bear said, you dodged a meteor. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Can you see a meteor just coming at you? You're like, God damn. Okay, I'm gonna drive. Oh, fuck, man. I want a loud.
Oh my gosh.
What if I were... No, that's a stupid idea. I'm not going to do it. What are you oh my goshing about?
So there's a cicada over there, and just the way that its bottom portion was kind of moving, it honestly looked like it was like humping the crap out of that tree. So it was like flapping its wings.
I remember George of the Jungle like it was yesterday.
You saw George of the Jungle?
The one with
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
He could have been everybody. I wanted him to be everybody so bad. I liked that guy. That guy had charisma that we hadn't seen until The Rock was in movies. For real. I liked Brendan Fraser. And
Fucked up his back. The
he
mummy
fucked himself up with that mummy shit. Why?
Because it was good money.
Get a stunt guy to do it.
I'm actually surprised that it wasn't his stunt guy that damn near, got decapitated or something, because that's the shit that's happening in movies now.
Look, I'm only going to say this one time, so all you, polish your big titties and listen the fuck up. I'm going to run over kids in Fortnite with the cars that they add to the game. So, I may stream that, because I need a lot of footage. I need a lot of footage of me hitting these kids.
Stop saying
in Fortnite, whatever, Otaku says, I love them to happen to him. I love him to what happened to him. I love them to what happened to him.
Where does the him go?
Brendan, extra him. I love it. I love him to what happened to him. I love them to what happened to him. I love them to what happened to him.
No, what if it's supposed to replace them? I love him to what happened to him.
Makes sense now, you're right. Brendan Fraser is fucking great. In Doom Patrol, he voices Robot Man and swears so fucking much. It's hilarious. What's up, 3 Designer? Let's finish this list and
that was a mistake. So it's supposed to be him, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Number 4.
I love him to what happened to him.
So many stories. One of the worst. I matched with this guy on Tinder, and he offered to take me out to dinner. I thought that sounded nice, so later that night he picked me up. We were driving, and he asked me where I wanted to go. I told him I was fine with anything. He said okay then, and pulled into a Subway. It's time to eat fresh. He then told me that he wasn't hungry, but that I should eat.
How sweet of him.
So he stood outside of the Subway and watched me while I got food for myself. At this point, I was already mentally done, but I wanted to see how much worse it could get. Spoiler, it got much worse. So I'm sitting in the car with this stupid fucking sub on my lap. This poor girl. And he decided that it was a great idea to drive around, specifically through a dark, isolated ravine that was nearby. He drove for about 10 minutes into the ravine, parked the car next to an abandoned tennis court, and said, okay, you can eat now. I was thinking I really don't want to die here, so I choked down the soggy sub while he stared at me. And the second I was done, he pulled the car out and drove me back home. I was so grateful to make it home in one piece that it took me several days to process how fucked up the entire date was. The cherry on top was at 4 a.m. that night. He came back to my house uninvited, carrying a bag full of stale donuts, and asked me if I wanted to have sex.
What, did he have to process the sight of her eating a sub and him going, okay, this is acceptable?
That's the weirdest part, is that he didn't make a move or go give me a blowjob or anything like that when she was eating the sub. And why did he say, okay, you can eat now? Y'all didn't even look at anything on the phone. It was just like this silent, only one person eating in a car in a ravine.
Yup.
Yo, that shit is fucking scary. Girls, y'all better equip yourself with something.
Yup.
You know?
Taser, pepper spray.
Don't get locked in no fucking cars either. You know, if you're getting picked up by some dude, bring the window down in the passenger seat before you close the door, right? And then as you close the door, make sure that you can open it from the inside, because you know these motherfuckers, they be clowning, and they got that like lock that is for like kids, so they can't open it from their side. Even if you do the whole, you know, power unlocking for the whole car, if that thing is on, it will only open from the outside. So bring the window down, make sure the door will open. Get some pepper spray. Get some bear mace, whatever fuck y'all need, you know. I care about y'all ladies. Don't let them be pinching it unless you want them pinched. Jeez. You may eat your sub now. It's creepy. Scary as fuck. Standing outside the subway and watching you get the meal. It's like they were just deliberately trying to scare her. Ugh. Number 3. I had been seeing this guy for a few months, but he kept me on the down low and didn't want to commit. Finally, he took me out to dinner in a public place, and we sat at the bar. A little after we ordered, his 2 friends got to the bar, and he immediately got up before they spotted us. He went over to them, sat and ate dinner with them, and texted me not to come over. So I sat alone for most of the night until his friends left. I think you were alright with that, ho. You know what I mean? You can't be living and aware that you're on the down low for a long time and have no issue with it and then expect it to change without a considerable amount of like bitching and moaning on your part to be made the relevant bitch. And the crazy thing is, if there's a dude that's willing to have you on the down low, and it isn't sort of just like a friends with benefits, we're just with each other until each other finds somebody else type deal. It's because he wants to benefit from being able to ride your ass but not let other people know, and the other people are more important than you. But that's something that they probably try to trick themselves to not realize. Oh boy. Mighty Quinn says, when I ran a homeless shelter, whoa, that's a whole couple of stories, my man. Very interesting. We handed out bags of day-old donuts as dessert. Well, look, day-old food is better than no food. And it's not like it's expired or gonna be bad for anybody. It's just shit that they don't like to keep on the shelves or can't keep on the shelves for whatever reason. I take those day-old donuts any day. Old.
I thought you were gonna break into song.
No. I'd take those day-old donuts any old day. Come on, give me the writer credit. Give me the writer credit. Number 2. Okay. He stuck his fingers in my dessert, licked his fingers, and did it again. I ordered a lemon meringue pie and ordered him some. And no one offered to order him some, and he said no, only to then proceed to say, actually, that looks good, and stick his fingers in for a taste. Yuck. It's like some people flexing. They really got a problem with people, and they do this kind of shit, like to try somebody.
What you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? I'll never see you again, so I guess that's what I'll do about it. Never have to deal with you. Hey, do you want your own thing? No. Let me have some of that. You like my fingers in your pie? Doing it while he's making direct eye contact. Gross. Check, please. Number 1 on this list, ladies and gentlemen. We made it to the end. Aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? See you guys in the Discord. Love ya. Stay out of trouble. You know, when you get wet, stay away from an electrical outlet. Number 1. From the get-go, talking to her was honestly like talking to a fucking brick wall. If I asked her a question, her reply was typically one word or at most a single sentence. No questions in return or any effort to keep the conversation going. At one point, she got up to go to the toilet, and an older woman who was sitting at the table next to us leaned over and whispered to me, I have to say, I really admire your patience. She's an absolute nightmare. You should have just found a way to leave.
You should have just sat at the old lady's table.
Yeah. Do you want to be on this date, old lady? Is this another Karen freak out?
Yeah, let me tell you something. You'll be online tonight, lady. You'll be all over the world.
Oh my god.
I just want a pizza kit. Someone give me a pizza kit. How much?
Oh my god. Like,
You have a right. Let me tell you, America.
lady.
I'm just waiting on my pizza. Huh? Huh? Yes. Yes.
Okay, so she left.
How you doing, brother?
I have a First Amendment, doing my First Amendment right. That says
Okay. People are wild, man. We just lucky to not be there. Look at everybody wearing masks like 4 months after it's fashionable for them, I guess. Shit. Oh man. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No, woman. Lady, no. No. What are you, just drunk? Who the fuck? Should we just go stand somewhere, Dia? You know what I mean? It seemed like these people will just appear. Oh my god, they'll just appear? That's crazy. That's crazy. Aye. Spain's coronavirus rate triples in 3 weeks after lockdown easing. Well. Wow, they actually got that couple charged with felonies?
Wait, what happened?
That couple who went out onto their lawn pointing guns at people, and I wasn't saying they were exactly right, but I was saying, hey, I mean, if they had just walked out with the weapons on them. Oh, they're felons?
Ooh, they're felons. Do you think it was because of that one neighbor who must have sued him for pointing a
Look,
gun at
yes, Dia brought up that this is the most interesting part of the story with these assholes is that the dude has pointed a gun at his neighbor in the past, or maybe workers that worked for the neighbor, for getting onto the lawn or something like that. You know, there are a lot of ways to sort out where a person can and can't cut the lawn, but to pull a gun on them is just unhinged, motherfucker. You're looking for something, and it'll find you one of these days. But it's looking like it's finding them via this torpedo tits, man. I haven't seen this subreddit in a long time. It's pushing up into my face now, though. Damn. Damn. But I really, the governor's already stated that he'll pardon them.
the governor?
Yeah, Governor Parsons apparently is saying he's going to pardon them. The crazy thing is, as you have indicated, these people have a history.
Yep, I'm doing that. So they probably know people, and that's why they've been able to get away with.
And that's what power is, I guess.
Yeah.
Is knowing the right people, having enough money to be able to just make people go, oh, I'm siding with you. The end. Man, I need all the titties out in the world to forget this stupid shit, man. That really pisses me off because they got a history, you know what I mean? And history is what usually kind of makes things worse or eases things. Like if people go in and they've never had a history of doing anything, you know, oh man, it's the first infraction. It's got to be worth something, you know? And when things are obviously habitual, where they've been doing this over and over and over, well, bitch, you got a history of this shit. Look at you. But doesn't seem to matter. A lot of these people are getting away with murder. Pretty insane. I love living in Florida. Let's see what happens. Do you?
Can you pass me the drink, please?
What's happening here? Is that a pizza man that he was like chasing for the, oh, this poor dude, and the dog, oh, what the fuck, oh, and the umbrella, oh. Is he really beating up this pizza boy? Or is the pizza boy on top? Please let the pizza boy be on top. This homeless man better not have the energy to be toppling over some kid trying to deliver his pizzas. And a third dude got involved. You know? Ew, oh, the dog. The dog, y'all better help. He got out to help. That's a good Samaritans.
That shit crazy.
Just let him go. Just let him go, man. Oh, Lord. I thought he was going, you know, most people watching this video, when they saw this happen, they would have thought to themselves, Dia?
What?
Okay. We're behind a pizza delivery person on a bicycle. Okay? A homeless man appears to come and start attacking the pizza delivery person on the bicycle. Okay? In the scuffle, you know, the pizza delivery boy on his motorcycle, he jumps off to try to deal with this man. Now they're on the ground tussling around, rolling and fighting, and you see me swing open my car door. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Go help him.
You think I'm gonna go help him?
Yeah.
What about these? What about these?
I would give you this look and you'd immediately, you know, come back with your...
I'm not gonna take the pizzas. Look at Linda. She's like, take the pizza. What if Linda and I are in the car and both our car doors open? What's Linda gonna do? She's gonna take the pizza, apparently. Help these guys. With COVID going around? These pizzas, though, we gotta give them a good home. Free pizza. You guys are crazy. I don't exactly think of that as free. Somebody's paying for that, and it may even be this poor driver that is being attacked by some old man. You're gonna give me those pizzas, you son of a bitch. Do you think he sounded like Batman in his ear? No. I'd give this story like big titties out of 10. That's amazing. The top commenter says, I'm the umbrella in this video. I'm just along for the crazy ride. That dog attacking the guy trying to help. This video has it all. I thought this was a neck massage that escalated to a full-on roadside makeout session. Unbelievable. No one touches my neck like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're done. Pajama of a person. Director's cut. Oh, my God. A special sauce. I don't want to see a video that's not safe for work entitled Special Sauce at the Local Takeaway. Oh, is it like a dead possum and he's bleeding? Okay. Guys, I love you. I want you to have a wonderful day. Snapchat me, get onto Twitch, Twitter, get into Discord. If you want notifications of when the stream is happening, just make me aware, keep me aware, or else I'm going to start following a whole bunch of random people. And if I follow random people, then you guys are going to get some really weird things that I'm into, like It Matters, like the moon and how it texts. You ready? See you guys later. Bye. Love you. Stay out of trouble.